Hello friends, welcome to Defense and Technology. On this channel you will get fully information about defense and technology. Let's view the video. How China is copying and competing with American weapons, reverse engineering the arsenal, China's playbook. Unveiled. For decades, China has relied on an often overlooked but highly effective strategy to close the gap with Western military, superpowers, reverse engineering. It's not just about copying, it's about studying, dismantling, adapting, and improving. During the Cold War, China's military lagged far behind. But in the 1990s and early 2000s, things began to shift. As the U.S. deployed cutting-edge systems like the F-117 stealth fighter and Tomahawk cruise missiles, Chinese engineers took notice, and notes. Whenever a downed aircraft, a captured missile or export model became available, Chinese military research teams went into overdrive. Take, for example, the HQ-9 air defense system, which bears a striking resemblance to the American Patriot missile and Russia's S-300, or the YJ-18 cruise missile, often called a hybrid child of the U.S. Tomahawk and the Russian Club. China didn't just clone these weapons. It merged concepts to create its own arsenal suited to regional dominance. Perhaps the most telling case is the Chinese version of the Black Hawk helicopter. After acquiring a few UH-60s in the 1980s, China's aviation industry quietly went to work. The result? The Z-20 helicopter, almost indistinguishable from its American counterpart in design and performance. But how does China get access to these technologies in the first place? Cyber espionage has played a massive role. According to numerous Western intelligence reports, Chinese hackers have stolen terabytes of data from defense contractors. These include sensitive blueprints for jets, missile systems, and even stealth coatings. This playbook has allowed China to skip decades of R&D and leapfrog to near parity with U.S. platforms. It's a powerful shortcut in a high-stakes global arms race. However, reverse engineering comes with a cost. While China excels at imitation, critics argue that innovation is still its Achilles heel. The question now isn't whether China can replicate, it's whether it can outdo. And as we'll see in the next chapter, the air war between America and China is heating up with stealth fighters on both sides of the Pacific. From F-35 to J-20, the stealth fighter showdown. When China unveiled the J-20 Mighty Dragon, the world stood still. For the first time, Beijing wasn't just playing catch-up, it was challenging American air superiority head-on. The comparisons were immediate. The F-35 Lightning II, America's fifth-generation stealth fighter, had ruled the skies unopposed for over a decade. But now, the J-20, sleek, angular, and radar-evading, was China's answer to Western air dominance. But is it a true rival? First glance, the J-20 and F-35 look similar, both designed to reduce radar cross-section and achieve air dominance. However, their design philosophies differ. The F-35 is a multi-role platform, capable of air-to-air combat, ground attack, and electronic warfare. The J-20, on the other hand, is built primarily for long-range engagements and intercepts. What's particularly intriguing is how the J-20 may have benefited from cyber espionage. Reports from U.S. intelligence agencies suggest that Chinese hackers breached Lockheed Martin, the developer of the F-35, and accessed classified files. Not long after, elements of the J-20's design, especially its engine inlets, cockpit interface, and stealth shaping, started resembling the F-35 and F-22. Still, the differences are significant. The J-20 initially relied on Russian engines, lacking the thrust vectoring and reliability of the F-22's Pratt & Whitney engines. China's new WS-15 engine is an attempt to close that gap, but experts say it's still under testing. The avionics, radar systems, and sensor fusion of the F-35 give it a decisive edge. With networked combat capability, it doesn't just see the battlefield, it creates it. The J-20 is catching up, but it's not quite there yet. Yet, China's strategy isn't to match the F-35 one-on-one. Instead, it's producing J-20s at a pace America can't ignore, with over 200 operational units and counting. In a future conflict, quantity could challenge quality. This is more than a battle of machines. It's a symbolic war of technological pride, national prestige, and strategic supremacy. And as the skies grow more crowded, the question remains, can China's stealth rise really match America's decades-long lead in aerial warfare? Naval ambitions, China's race to match U.S. sea power. For decades, the United States Navy has been the undisputed ruler of the seas. But in recent years, China has launched a maritime revolution that's turning the tide. The world is now witnessing the rapid rise of the People's Liberation Army Navy plan, a force growing at a speed no modern navy has matched in peacetime. At the heart of this expansion is China's ambition to dominate the Indo-Pacific and push American forces out of what it considers its backyard. With over 370 warships, China already has the largest navy in the world by number of vessels. But is size everything? Take a closer look, and you'll see a clear strategy. Emulate, adapt, and exceed. The Type 055 Renhai-class destroyer, for instance, mirrors the U.S. Arleigh Burke class in firepower and tech. Equipped with stealth-shaping, vertical launch systems and advanced radar, it's built to control the oceans, not just patrol them. China's aircraft carrier program is perhaps its most symbolic leap. The Liaoning and Shandong were based on older Soviet designs, but China's newest carrier, the Fujian, Type 003, is a game-changer. With an electromagnetic catapult system, similar to the U.S. Navy's Gerald R. Ford class, it signals China's intent to build a true blue-water navy capable of global power projection. Submarines are another key piece. The U.S. Navy's Virginia-class subs remain the gold standard in stealth and endurance. But China's Type 093 and Type 095 nuclear submarines are getting quieter and more lethal. While not yet equal, they're getting dangerously close. And let's not ignore anti-ship missiles. The DF-21D and DF-26, dubbed carrier killers, can reportedly strike moving warships over 1,500 kilometers away. These missiles have altered U.S. naval tactics, pushing carriers farther from Chinese shores. But there's a hidden strength in China's strategy: militia fleets and artificial islands. In the South China Sea, China has militarized reefs and deployed so-called fishing boats with satellite comms and radar, creating a gray zone navy that challenges the U.S. without firing a shot. This isn't just about catching up. It's about pushing back, reclaiming regional dominance, and one day, perhaps, surpassing the U.S. Navy entirely. The question is, can the U.S. maintain its maritime edge, or has the balance of sea power already begun to shift? Hypersonic threat. Outpacing the Pentagon? The next battlefield won't be defined by stealth. It will be ruled by speed. In the race to develop hypersonic weapons, China may already be in the lead, and the Pentagon is playing catch-up. Hypersonic missiles travel at speeds greater than Mach 5. That's over 6,000 km/h, making them nearly impossible to intercept. But it's not just about speed. What makes these weapons terrifying is their maneuverability and ability to evade current missile defense systems. In 2021, China stunned the world with a test of its DF-ZF hypersonic glide vehicle. The missile reportedly circled the globe in a fractional orbital bombardment system before hitting its target. U.S. military officials described it as a Sputnik moment. For the first time in decades, America seemed technologically outflanked. Unlike ballistic missiles, which follow a predictable arc, hypersonic weapons fly low, change direction mid-flight, and approach targets with very little warning. This undermines decades of U.S. investments in air defense systems like THAAD, Aegis, and Patriot. Meanwhile, China is integrating these missiles into real-world strategy. The DF-17, already deployed by the PLA, is designed for rapid, precise strikes against key assets like aircraft carriers, radar stations, and command centers. Why is this important? Because in a conflict over Taiwan or the South China Sea, China could use hypersonic weapons to neutralize U.S. bases in the Pacific before American reinforcements arrive. In other words, it gives Beijing a first-strike advantage. The U.S. is not sitting idle. DARPA, Lockheed Martin, and others are rushing to develop hypersonic air-breathing weapons concept, HAWC, and long-range hypersonic weapon, LRHW, systems. But these are still in testing, while China has already deployed theirs. Even Russia has joined the game with its Avangard and Kinjal systems, but China's scale and speed of deployment are what truly worry U.S. defense analysts. Hypersonics are not just weapons, they are strategic game-changers. They blur the line between conventional and nuclear warfare, reduce decision-making windows, and redefine deterrence. As of now, China may be winning this sprint, and the Pentagon knows that in the hypersonic era, falling behind could mean defeat before the first battle even begins. Cyber, AI, and drones, the new frontier of warfare. The wars of the future won't just be fought on land, sea, or air. They'll unfold in code, algorithms, and silent skies. China is investing heavily in cyber warfare, launching sophisticated attacks against U.S. defense contractors, infrastructure, and government networks. These digital intrusions are aimed at stealing secrets, disrupting systems, and gaining an invisible edge. In the realm of artificial intelligence, China aims to become the global leader by 2030. AI-driven decision-making, autonomous drones, and real-time battlefield data processing could give Chinese forces lightning-fast reaction times. And then there are the drones. From swarms of kamikaze UAVs to stealthy surveillance platforms like the WZ-8, China's drone fleet is vast and rapidly evolving. These unmanned systems are cheaper, faster to deploy, and ideal for overwhelming traditional defenses. In this silent digital battlefield, China isn't just copying anymore, it's innovating. And the West must move faster, or risk being outcoded, outflown, and outmaneuvered. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel Defense and Technology for more interesting and knowledgeful videos.